Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique, and I appreciate you joining me here on my YouTube channel. We are starting a segment here on Scorpio Soul Time. I'm really trying to mix things up. As opposed to only doing lunation cycle videos, I'm now also doing more beginning tarot videos, as well as we're going to be doing a Mercury retrograde spread for all the 12 signs. So if you want to look down in the description box below, I will put timestamps for each of the 12 zodiac signs so that you can skip right to that video. Instead of them being all 12 separate videos, it will just be one long video, but then you can also skip to the right section. And I think it will also be great to be able to look at your moon, your sun, and your rising sign for this Mercury retrograde. So I'm going to start off with Libra, just because Mercury is actually retrograding in Libra. Anytime you're looking through the videos, if you're wondering what sign we're on, I'll always put the card up here that represents the zodiac sign that we're on. It helps you, and it also helps me stay on track, okay? So I'm also today going to use the tarot, the Fountain Tarot spread or cards. I really love this deck. It's really beautifully illustrated, and what I also like about it is it's really very telling of the energies that are going on. So we are having a Mercury retrograde from September 27th through October 18th. October 18th, Mercury will go direct. This whole time it is in Libra. We also have some other planets that will be going direct in October. We have Pluto turning direct at 24 degrees in Capricorn, as well as Saturn turning direct at 6 degrees of Aquarius in October. So this is a really interesting month of October, and so I thought we would pull some tarot cards for each. I'll do a past, present, and future for each spread, and it will be just a really easy way to like check on the energy. So what's going on with Libra during this Mercury retrograde? Okay, so in the past we have the Queen of Cups. In the present, we have the Moon card in reverse. And in the future, we have the Star card in reverse. Okay, so this is already really interesting energy because you can see how everything is like really dark. And so I think that that makes a lot of sense going into this Mercury retrograde for you all, Libra, because I think with so many planets, there is a stellium in your sign. You may be a little bit in the dark, if you will, when it comes to knowing information. This Queen of Cups is signifying there's either a female or a motherly figure that might have some kind of emotional tie to your past. That may be some kind of communications you've been trying to either discuss with them, or you have something important that maybe emotionally they've been trying to help you with. With this Moon card, Major Arcana in reverse, I'm actually going to show it to you upright first, but this is the number 18 card. You can see how it's like dark, and like the moon is like all the way at the end of this really turbulent ocean, and you can see these huge black big, I don't know what you would call them, almost like obelisks, but since it's in reverse, it's almost as if usually the moon is like hidden secrets or something that you don't know all the information. With it in reverse, it's almost like maybe information is slowly trickling out. But with all those planets in Libra, I'm also getting the sense of you're going to start feeling like you're coming out of the darkness once you can get to the Star card. The Star card is number 17 in the Major Arcana, and it's usually Aquarius energy. So I'm feeling really confident with this, even though it is in reverse. It just might be taking a little longer to get to you, Libra, but I'm really confident because I feel like once we get to Saturn turning direct on October 10th in in Aquarius. I think that's what this information is leading you to. I think that there is someone in your past who's been trying to get you some information that's maybe been hidden. But I just want you to be patient, Libra, because I feel like the Star card is trying to let you know, like, just be patient. It's on its way. You are literally this beautiful, like, being, like, hanging on to this one shining, beaming light, and it's on its way. It's just taking a little longer to get here than you probably want. But just know that it is on its way. This is a really positive sign coming from this place of, like, dark and kind of like gloomy, if you will, with that moon and just like things being hidden. I think as we move through October, I think once we get to maybe mid-October to the latter part of October, this star energy is going to open up for you, Libra. So just hang in there. I think this Mercury retrograde, you know, it might be a little turbulent at times, like that moon card, but I think you're going to be good. All right. Talk to you later, Libra. Hey, Scorpio. Let's get started for you and see what this Mercury retrograde looks like for you Scorpios. It's going to be interesting also for Scorpio because we're coming into Scorpio season soon at the end of October and into November. So I feel like, especially since Venus has been in Scorpio for the last few weeks, we really are going to start seeing some information maybe coming out from that Pluto energy once it also goes direct. So let's see what this Mercury retrograde has in store for you. We're going to do a past, present, and future. So in the past for Scorpio, we had the Two of Cups. Interesting that Libra just had the Queen of Cups in the past. So definitely some kind of maybe relationships, something dealing with emotions and relationships with that Two of Cups. Maybe you had some decisions to make, some emotional decisions. Knight of Swords is in the present, or actually King of Swords is in the present in reverse. And in the future for Scorpio, we have the Page of Cups. So that really makes sense, Scorpio, like I said, with some of that watery energy, because I also had that with Libra. And so I do think that in the past, either you had some type of decision you had to make and you were choosing between maybe two emotional topics. This could have been two water signs with Cancer, maybe another Scorpio or Pisces. So this is interesting in the past. In this Mercury retrograde, I think it's interesting with this King of Swords because Swords is air energy. With the King, it's almost like there is someone in your life that is either an authoritative figure or has information that you need, because with it being in reverse, I love how this rainbow colored is almost symbolizing like this authority, but it's almost like being able to cut through all of the different layers of information that might be either being withheld from you or maybe just hasn't come out yet. I think that the thing with Scorpio always is like you're trying to find something deeper, you're trying to get to the truth of something, and it feels like this King of Swords might be trying to let you know that there is someone who has some deeper information around something from the past that maybe you had to make a decision about. But with this Page of Cups in the future, I'm also getting this, it's almost like there's a message that needs to still come forth and it just hasn't come yet. And this King of Swords is going to start maybe trickling in information. But you can see that this woman is like digging deep into this box and she's almost like pulling out this like hidden secret or this hidden information. And so I feel like, especially with Scorpio, how, like I said, we're always trying to find some inner meaning to something. I really feel like you were in the dark in the past, but with these cards turning to this lightness, it feels like through this Mercury retrograde, I think you're going to start pulling out some bits and pieces of information, but it may not all come out at the time that you would like it to come out. But with it in a upright position, I think that Page of Cups, it might be a younger person that comes forth to lend some support, lend some emotional healing. So just stay patient through this Mercury retrograde. And I think by the time we get to Scorpio season, I think a lot of this is going to lighten up. So we'll see how that looks later on in November. Okay, thank you, Scorpio. Hey, Sagittarius, welcome to your Mercury retrograde during the month of October. This is actually from September 27th through October 18th. Let's see what is happening with Sagittarius during this Mercury retrograde. Okay, we're going to do a past, present, and future spread. I just heard to shuffle a little more for Sagittarius for Mercury retrograde season. Okay, we're going to do a past, present, and future spreads. Let's see what information comes up. Okay, so in the past for Sagittarius, we actually have the Hierophant in the past, major arcana number 5. So maybe some governing body, maybe a boss, maybe an institution. This could be a bank, anyone that maybe you were trying to get information from could have been coming up in the past. In the present, we have the Moon card in reverse. We just got this with Libra too, so I would invite you to look at the Libra spread, because I have a feeling that you all might share some similar vibes going on. I think that the Moon card, especially in reverse, usually dark secrets, something is being withheld. Makes perfect sense during this Libra time where Mercury is retrograde. Information, some kind of dark secrets might come out later on. You just might feel kind of like you're in this waiting period with that Moon in the present. In the future, though, you do have the Ace of Coins, so that's a very positive sign, Sagittarius. So let's see here. I think with this Mercury retrograde, I'm already seeing here that it looks like somebody, and when I say a body, I mean like a institution. Maybe you turned in a loan application, maybe you're looking for a job, but some type of higher body is you're almost like waiting on a decision. Or maybe during this Mercury retrograde, you've been doing a lot for schoolwork, or a lot, maybe you're doing some type of presentation. To me, it seems like there's something that you need some type of answers from someone from the past. With this Moon card, I'm going to show it to you in the upright. Number 18, major arcana, there is this dark, almost like information is either being withheld from you, or you're just trying to wait it out until you can get all the information. It could be something connected to, like I said, that classes or a presentation or something that you're waiting on from a higher body. I think with it being in reverse, though, it's almost like you're getting very impatient. You're getting very antsy. So I would say if you can just hold out a little longer, maybe figure out ways to distract yourself from that Moon card in the present, because it almost feels like your prayers will be answered with this Ace of Coins. It's almost like all of this waiting, you're going to get that answer that you were waiting for from that Hierophant. So if it was an application, or you were waiting on a job invite, maybe you are coming into some money, coming into some resources, or finding out more information. That's the other thing. With Mercury in retrograde, it's usually a lack of information. So this also might mean just finding clarity around how resources, money, something may be coming to you in the future. So this looks like a really positive spread, Sag. I think you just have to be patient and wait it out through this Mercury retrograde. And once we move into November, maybe that Ace of Coins will start coming up, and you'll be able to figure out where all of that energy around that Moon came from. Okay, Sagittarius, have a good Mercury retrograde. Hi, Capricorns. How are y'all doing? Here we are for Mercury retrograde. It occurs September 27th through October 18th. Capricorns, you all had a very busy summer this year with us finally getting out of all of the Cancer Sag energy of those eclipses of 2020. So it'll be interesting to see as you all come through this Mercury retrograde how y'all do with this Libra energy. We're going to do a past, present, and future spread and just see what's going on with Capricorns for this Mercury retrograde. Okay, so in the past, we have the 7 of coins. So you may have planted some seeds somewhere. Coins definitely is you all's energy with an earth sign. So this actually might be something that seeds maybe you planted earlier in the year. You may have information coming forth about that. In the present, you have the High Priestess in reverse. So the High Priestess is a major arcana card, number 2. So very interesting, some kind of veil may be thin. You might be getting some information around something intuitive with that High Priestess, maybe something around some finances that you planted, or maybe some type of seeds or a job maybe in the past. And in the future, you actually have the Page of Coins. So that's what I was kind of feeling that energy around something dealing with resources, a job, could be money, but money more like other people's money. Because I'm also seeing with that 7 of coins, I'm wondering if this Mercury retrograde, you are waiting on hearing about some seeds that you planted. 7 of coins in upright, you can see this man, he's planting these seeds or planting these flowers, waiting for them to sprout later on. With it in reverse though, it's almost like maybe you haven't seen the growth of these seeds that you planted. Maybe you did it back in the spring. Maybe you did it back during the beginning of the year with your sun in Capricorn earlier this year, but you're waiting on something that hasn't fruition yet around your resources. And with this High Priestess in reverse, High Priestess, you can see there's this darkness to her, and you can see almost like this veil over her. So there's almost like the veil between like light and dark is very thin. So you might have been, with it being in reverse, you may have been feeling like you were coming close to like seeing these seeds finally sprout, but you are intuitively trying to figure out when it's going to come, when it's actually going to fruition. And I feel like during this Mercury retrograde, you might have some glimpses of information about how to get this 7 of coins, or how to see it actually sprout into, whether it's a job, whether it's people bringing you more information about your resources, about your job, about how maybe if you're trying to sell something, there just feels like there's some kind of information around your resources. Because this Page of Coins, you can see this young girl in this field, and she's like happy, and she's carrying the coin through like this green, like succulent grass. But since it's in reverse, there's almost like this sense of you don't really have everything you need yet from that 7 of coins. It's like you planted the seeds, you've kind of had some information come through, but it's almost like you're still waiting to hear something. And so I think during this Mercury retrograde, and this is going to be kind of like the common theme around Mercury retrograde, is just be patient. I think that it's going to, pages usually bring information, so I do think you're going to start getting more information about those seeds that you planted. I would say talk to your spirit guides, meditate, try to figure out how you can connect with your spirit guides on how you can maybe take an alternate route and figure out another way to get more information about those seeds that you planted earlier this year, because it's definitely somewhere there, but it's almost like the universe is telling you with this High Priestess, you're going to have to think of a different way to intuitively tap into that energy. Okay, Capricorn, have a good Mercury retrograde. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to Mercury retrograde. Mercury is retrograding from September 27th through October 18th in Libra. So this is going to be a reading for information around what it is you need to do, or messages that might help you throughout this Mercury retrograde time. We are going to do a past, present, and future spread for Aquarius. So let's split the deck and let's see what information we have from Spirit for Aquarius. So in the past, we have the Knight of Wands. So it seems like you may have put out some type of feelers about some kind of passion project. Maybe you were really gung-ho about something. Maybe it didn't take off like you liked it to, since it is in reverse. 10 of Coins in reverse. So positive energy around your resources, but once again, maybe they're just not fruitioning as quickly as you would like, since it is in reverse as well. And then in the future, we have the 6 of Coins in reverse. So you all are definitely really impatient. Trust me, I am a Aquarius rising, so I totally know all about impatience. I think during this Mercury retrograde, you all definitely have a lot of energy around your resources. I would invite you to look at Capricorn's reading, because they had also a lot of information around money, resources, and pentacles. You all might have some similar type energy going on. In the past, it looks like you can see this gentleman is holding up this wand, and he's kind of like trying to balance it, but then he's also like trying to, since it's orange and red, it's like he has this fiery passion of something he's trying to work on. He's really gung-ho about like getting it done, but it's like he's having to balance it, and he hasn't been able to like get it going the way he would like to. With it in reverse, there is this energy of I'm still here, I'm still balancing, I'm still trying to get something done. And so I think with this 10 of Coins, this could be something around your family, your resources around your family. Maybe you're trying to get more money for a family trip, or maybe you're trying to get money together for your child to go to college, or it's something dealing with like your family, or maybe resources like an inheritance. 10 of Coins usually has to do with like generational wealth. With it in reverse though, maybe there's like been delays, or maybe you haven't been able to see it fruition, and maybe this Knight of Wands is like this energy of you kind of stop and go energy of trying to move forward. With the 6 of Coins, 6 of Coins usually is this like give and take energy. You can see that there's this these wands are almost like engulfed in this plant, and it's like growing. The traditional 6 of Coins in the Rider-Waite deck is like the have and have nots card. So like you may give something to someone, maybe you give someone some resources and then you like wait to get something back, or vice versa. With it in reverse though, it's almost like you're not feeling that give and take. It's like you're trying to figure out, when is all of this going to fruition, and you're like, I feel like this is like a stop and go energy. And so I do think through this Mercury retrograde, you're going to need to be patient with yourself. This Knight of Wands though, I think is very promising, because there is going to be an Aries full moon in the latter part of October. So I would be just really patient towards just moving through October. Maybe if you can do your own due diligence and figure out, are there some areas where you could have given a little more information of your time, resources in order to get this information. Maybe it will come out around that Aries full moon around the end of October. Okay, you all? So Aquarius, just be patient. I mean, this is really positive energy, but I can tell with all of your cards being in reverse, there is some angst, like you're just trying to get something moving around your resources or your money, and you've been trying in the past, but you just haven't gotten there yet. So be patient, things are coming, I promise. Hi Pisces, welcome to Mercury Retrograde. Mercury Retrograde September 27th through October 18th of 2021. It is in Libra, so we're going to pull a past, present, and future card and just see how this energy fares for you all. So I want you to think through, where is it that you need more balance in your life, maybe with relationships, and see how this spread talks to you. So we're going to do a past, present, and future spread for Pisces. Okay, so in the past, you have the Magician in reverse. So there must be something, and I have a feeling that this probably stems from that full moon in Pisces that we literally just had a few weeks ago. I think that Magician card was a symbol of something that you either were able to birth into the world or you had control over. But with it being in reverse, maybe there is some impatience behind some information coming out from that card. But interesting that it's in reverse though, Pisces. So we'll see what other, so there you go. I literally just see the Justice card coming out. So the Justice card is the Libra card. So you can see here the Justice is number 8 in the major arcana. With you all, especially since you had that Magician, you already have 2 major arcanas on the board. So you've got some major themes going on, Pisces. So I really think it's stemming from that full moon, like I said, and you're having to practice some type of patience of information coming out when it comes to what you're either feeling like in relationships, either you're waiting for a verdict about a relationship, or possibly this is just stemming from your own energy with that Magician. Let's see what you also have here in the future. You have 2 of coins. So almost, I would say like the last 2 or 3 signs have been getting coins, a lot of coins. So there definitely is a lot of earth energy surrounding this as well. And it looks like you might have some kind of decision to make around your resources. So let's look at this. I think with this Magician card in reverse, I think it's great to see this Magician because you can see he has everything that he needs. He has all the suits. He has the wands, the sword. He has the cups and the pentacles. But with it in reverse, it's almost as if he's stagnant. Like he has hit the resources, but he hasn't been able to use all the resources in the best way that he could. I think in this Mercury retrograde, Pisces, you need to look at what resources do you have, and are you being held back because you're not using them to the best of your ability. Especially with this Justice card, it's almost as if there is some type of imbalance in your life. You can see here with the scales, we do have a stellium of planets in Libra at this time. So whatever tools are in your toolbox that you need to use, that you're kind of feeling like there's been an injustice, maybe in some kind of decisions made, I'm really thinking that you must have some type of decision to make, because with this 2 of coins, you can see that this hand is coming out of the water and there's that infinity symbol of like, you need to make a decision. It doesn't necessarily mean one's going to be good and one's going to be bad, but you have this decision to make. And with it being in reverse, it's almost like maybe you don't have all the information you need right now to make this decision. And I think that, you know, you have a lot of kind of like yin and yang going on here between the Justice card and the 2 of coins. Like there's these 2 sides of like every coin, you know, not to be facetious, but it's literally like, somewhere in your life, Pisces, you're going to have to figure out how to use the tools that you have. All the information might not be here throughout Mercury retrograde, but just be patient, because I think that it's coming, but you're just going to have to kind of wait and use these Libra energies to see how they play out throughout October. Okay. All right, Aries, welcome to Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde September 27th through October 18th. So we're going to pull a past, present, and future spread, and let's see how these energies play out for you for Mercury retrograde in Libra. And Libra is all about relationships, justice, trying to figure out a balance between you know, just what it is. Oh, I just kind of messed that little thing up. Okay. What is in balance for you, but also are there people and relationships in your life that don't feel in balance? Okay. So in the past, you have the 2 of Cups. Another sign also got the Two of Cups a few back. I'm not quite, I think it may have been Sagittarius, but just take a look at some of the, take a look at your sun, moon, and rising, because another sign did get that Two of Cups. So some kind of emotional energy, possibly a loved one in the past that maybe you're trying to connect with. In the present, you actually have the Chariot card, which is the number 7 major arcana. So you must have something that you're trying to take control of or take the reins back on. And in the future, you have the 10 of Coins. Very nice energy. I think, I want to say maybe Aquarius. It's hard to remember when they all start running together, but I do know someone else got the 10 of Coins. So generational wealth, and yours is in the upright position. Theirs was actually in reverse. So you all have a really positive looking spread here, Aries. I think that this is interesting, and it makes sense because Aries, we actually had a full moon in your sign in October. And so I think that this is really showing that you feel in control. I think that there must be something around possibly a loved one or some kind of emotional tie that you had with someone. Remember, Libra is about relationships. So this could be an emotional tie. It could be a romantic relationship of someone in the past. Maybe they come back during Mercury retrograde. I'm sure you've heard that exes always seem to come back during Mercury retrograde. So this could be something dealing with an ex, but it also could just be something platonic. It could be like a relationship with a friend. I think that this is a nice emotional energy because the Chariot is upright here. So it means you must have some kind of control over the situation. Like you don't feel out of control since it's not in reverse. Do note that there is this like duality with the Chariot, and it's almost like there's this, okay, but it could go off the tracks if you don't steer it correctly. Does that make sense? Like don't get too positive, meaning like don't assume that it's only going to go one way. There is this black and white duality where it's like it is possible that the horses could run off the track if you don't keep your wits about you. So just keep smart throughout this Mercury retrograde. Also remember that you might not have all the information around this relationship, or maybe if this person came back from the past, you might not have all the information to know which way to steer the horses. But I do feel like it's going to be positive for you because you have this 10 of Coins in the upright position. 10 of Coins has to do with generational wealth, being able to have a family that has resources. You're able to feel good about where you're at from not only from a monetary position, but also just like you feel very fulfilled with your family, with your time. So this is really probably, Aries, you've had one of the more positive readings of today with this Mercury retrograde. Usually we see like a lot of communication issues, or like people are coming into the picture of having, you know, maybe some strife. But right here, it literally seems like someone from your past may be revisiting you during this Mercury retrograde. I would say with that Chariot, just be mindful and be patient as maybe emotional energy and emotional information comes out from the past. And I think that you're going to really have a great October Mercury retrograde, because we're moving into that Aries full moon, and this literally might be that sign that you wanted. Like if you were planting seeds back in your new moon back in Aries season, you might now see some fruitioning there with that 10 of Coins. So really positive news for you during this Mercury retrograde. Okay, thanks, Aries. Hi, Taurus. Happy retrograde. Mercury retrogrades from September 27th through October 18th in Libra. So we are going to pull a past, present, and future and just see what this information means for you all. So let's shuffle the cards and let's see what's going on with you all, Taurus. Okay, and just think through if there's anywhere in your life that you need more balance, if you're having any kind of issues with relationships. This is a really good time to figure out the energies that are going on. Okay, so you have the Three of Wands in reverse. So possibly you've been trying to get something going here in the past around your passion, maybe a passion project has been going on. In the present, you have the King of Wands, so another wand. So lots of fire energy going on with you all, Taurus. And in the future, look at that, you have the King of Coins. So that's really nice to see. And when I just did Aries, they had the 10 of Coins at the end. So you might want to look at their reading too, because it looks like you might have some similar energy in the future with the King of Coins. I think they got the 10 of Coins. Okay, so with you with the Three of Wands in reverse, lots of fire energy, but there's almost like a sense of, excuse me, you've been trying to get something going, but Three of Wands often is like you're looking out over your land and you're trying to figure out what is the best use of my energy. And with it being in reverse, it's almost like maybe you've been trying to do something and you haven't been able to like get good traction behind it. And I say that also because this King of Wands is also in reverse. So I'm also wondering, is there some type of energy where you've been feeling like you can see this person just pounding down his wand, and the King of Wands is like a fiery, passionate energy. But the good thing is like the King of Wands is usually a father figure or maybe a boss or someone who is in control, but is able to ignite their passion or be able to fulfill their passion. But with it in reverse, it's almost like you're having some anxiety, if you will, about trying to get something moving. These two cards together is signifying like you're trying to work up the energy, or you're trying to work up the you're trying to get some forward momentum, but you just can't get it like you would like to. But the positive sign is that the King of Coins is upright after this King of Wands. So maybe you had something happen with your work, something happened where you're having, it's almost like there's a sense of people have been working on your behalf to get you to this point. Does that make sense? It's almost like this Three of Wands and King of Wands, someone has been noticing that you've been trying to get something going, or you've been trying to get momentum, and you're now like being rewarded. Or the King of Coins is almost like that boss that's like, I've seen you've been working, you know, late nights. I've seen you've been able to like, you know, pull our numbers out of the gutter, and, you know, we're now in the positive. There's some positivity at the end of this rainbow here for you all. So I think that this is a really good energy going into Mercury retrograde. I would say though, with this energy right here where you're kind of like putting in a lot of energy, be careful not to expel or use up so much energy that you're burnt out and then you're not able to get to this King of Coins. Remember, during Mercury retrograde, all the information may not be there for you yet. So just be patient with yourself. If you need to take a break, take a rest. Remember, we do have that full moon in Aries in the latter part of October. So make sure you just pay attention to your energy, because wand energy, especially with that King of Wands, you can be really fiery and ready to go and trying to get stuff done, but then you kind of burn out at the finish line, right? So we don't want that. We want to be able to get to that King of Coins. Okay, Taurus, I hope you all have a great Mercury retrograde. Hey Gemini, welcome to your Mercury retrograde, September 27th through October 18th in the sign of Libra. Okay, Gemini, so this is a really interesting energy for you, since Libra also is an air sign. So it'll be interesting to see how the cards look past, present, and future for you all during this Mercury retrograde. If there's anything in a Libra themed area of your life around relationships, around balance, around justice that you've been thinking about, let's see if this helps you out. So in the past, you have the Ace of Coins in reverse. So that's a positive sign. Even though it's in reverse, Ace of Coins usually means something like a job, a raise, maybe something didn't fruition the way you wanted to, but maybe it's still on the table. The Moon card in the upright in the present. So I would say if you have Sun, Moon, or Rising anywhere in Libra or in Scorpio, towards the beginning of my readings, I believe they got the Moon card as well in the present. Okay, and you have the Six of Cups, so possibly someone coming from your past in the future. Okay, you all, so let's look at Gemini and see what's going on. So for the Ace of Coins in the upright, usually has to do with resources, money, possibly a job that maybe you were going for, maybe you haven't heard back yet. This is a positive sign, like I said, because it usually means a gift from the universe of resources, of time, of something that's really positive from a tangible standpoint. Since it's in the reverse though, maybe it hasn't come yet. Maybe you're still like waiting on it. So just be patient in that regard, okay? The Moon card we have in the upright position. Moon card usually has to do with some type of energy where you can't see all of the information, or you can't, especially it's like emotions run deep, and when the Moon card comes out, it's almost like you can't see through all of the murkiness, and everything isn't, all the information isn't clear. So this might be right in line with this Mercury retrograde. You might be trying to get some information about either something that was supposed to fruition with your money or your resources, but it also feels like with this Six of Cups in the future, maybe someone is coming from your past, from childhood, or just from, you know, a previous employer. Someone may be coming to you and saying, hey, I would like you to, you know, have you thought about working with me? I just started a new business. Or it can be something emotional where it's like, hey, I know you've been feeling really bad about this, or I know that, you know, you were thinking you were going to get that position, but with that Moon card, it's almost like this information, the information might be held with this person who comes from your past. But I do think that since we are in this heavy Libra time, I think Geminis, Aquarius, and Libras are going to just find like the mental energy is a lot. So I would be patient through this Mercury retrograde, Gemini. I think that there's a lot of information somewhere in your past about resources maybe not fruitioning the way that you wanted them to. But this Moon card is definitely saying like, you don't have all the information. It's not all clear right now. You're going to need to wait this out through this Mercury retrograde, and possibly wait until we get to, you know, the Six of Cups also could be coming into Scorpio time, which is end of October and into November. The Cups may be someone from your past coming to either help you, or this could be like a really positive, nostalgic person who comes into your life. So just be patient. I think that things are going to clear up for you, but I just think you're going to have to get through this Mercury retrograde before you're able to see where that Six of Cups comes into play. Okay, Gemini, have a good Mercury retrograde. Hi, Cancer, and welcome to your Mercury retrograde from September 27th through October 18th of 2021 in Libra. So let's pull some cards, and I want you to think through, Cancer, if there's any areas that are Libra themes around balance, relationships, justice, working with your community, that you would like to ask spirits to help you, guide you through this Mercury retrograde, that maybe you haven't been able to get information or being able to move forward like you would like to. So we're going to do a past, present, and future spread. So in the past for Cancers, we have the Queen of Cups. Another sign also got this. I think it was at the very beginning of my reading, so maybe it was the Libra sign. So very interesting that you're getting that Queen of Cups. Must be someone, maybe a motherly figure that maybe you've been trying to get some emotional help or support from. In the present, you have the Star card, which is that Aquarian energy. So that's very interesting, but it's in the reversed for the present. And for the future, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay, so let's look at this, Cancer. So it's very interesting that you get this Queen of Cups, because I do think that this is more of this water energy. And I was explaining this to Pisces, that I feel like in that last Pisces full moon, I think it was extremely, I think it was a little more emotional for most Pisces, Cancerians, and Scorpio, like the water signs. And so I do feel like there's this energy of like either you or someone around you who is in more of a motherly or almost like a feminine, divine, divine feminine energy of someone emotionally trying to either help you, or maybe this is you and you've been trying to help someone else being able to overcome something. I do think that it's interesting because we have the Star card in the present, but it's in reverse. And this Aquarian energy of the Major Arcana Star card, number 17, is this energy of like being able to like push through boundaries, being able to do almost like the unbelievable, you're able to accomplish it. But with it in reverse, there's almost like this sense of like you've been trying to get to this point, you've been trying to get to this, reach this star or reach this pinnacle that you haven't been able to succeed yet. And I think you've been emotionally maybe fatigued from trying to get there, or maybe someone's been helping you try to get to this pinnacle point. And I feel like with this Seven of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands is like this passion of like being able to get to something, but the seven is like there's this conflict, or this almost like this you're not able to see a clear way to get to something, and you have other people in your way, or you have it might be a friendly competition, or it might be like people around you trying to, almost like you're trying to beat them off with a stick, if that makes sense. You can see there's this one person and then all these wands. So it's almost like maybe you've had too much on your plate and you haven't been able to get to this point of being able to get to that higher echelon of like emotional, almost like emotional groundness is what I'm hearing. Because since this is in reverse, it's almost like you haven't been able to just like get through to a point that you feel comfortable in your own skin, if this makes sense. And I feel like in this Mercury retrograde, you're really trying to come off of that Pisces full moon, and you're trying to figure out, how can I use this emotional energy that I kind of got worked up during that time? And as you move through Mercury retrograde, I think you're gonna get glimpses of information on how to like maybe work better on your own, as opposed to like feeling like the world is always like coming at you. But I do feel like there's still going to be a little frustration, because with that Seven of Wands, it's like you usually feel like you're doing stuff on your own, or you feel like maybe you're being given too much work, or you're given too much for you to be able to keep up with. And I feel like, especially with this Seven of Wands in reverse, this is also signifying to me the Aries energy that will be in the end of October, with that energy of like, where is it do you Mars wants to like get things done. It's like the action oriented planet, but you're feeling like there's almost like too many wands, there's too many things going on right now. You're just feeling like you have to do it all on your own. So I invite you to be like really patient with yourself as you move through this Mercury retrograde. I think like the information is going to come, but it's going to be slow. And I think that you almost have to get on the other side of the full moon in Aries, this fire energy, to be able to kind of figure out where this kind of like emotion and star energy helps you be able to navigate the times. I feel like this is kind of like you all are having a little more stress than some of the other signs. I think Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are all having, you know, just some really patience, what they call it, character building time. I think that this is a time for you all to kind of just be patient with yourself, wait and see how the energies steer themselves throughout this Mercury retrograde. And as we get into November, after that Mars and Aries full moon, let's see how these energies play out for you, okay, Cancer? But look at your sun and moon and rising and see if this kind of helps you fill in the gaps of where you're needing information for that Mercury retrograde. Okay, thank you, Cancer. Have a good Mercury retrograde. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your Mercury retrograde reading for September 27th through October 18th. Mercury goes retrograde in Libra during this time, and let's see how this plays out for you all for this Mercury retrograde. If there's any themes of Libra, whether it be relationship building, finding balance, anything around injustices or justice, verdicts, this could be a helpful reading for you. So let's do a past. The past, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. In the present, Leo, we have the Four of Coins. It looks like you're trying to shelter or keep your finances and resources close to the vest. In the future, you have the Five of Wands in reverse. So interesting, you get the 5 and 6 of Wands, because the 6 of Wands in reverse, there is this fire energy of you trying to do things on your own, but you've been, people are celebrating you or are celebratory around you, but within it reverse. Maybe something in the past, you were supposed to get a celebration or you were supposed to be congratulated for something, but it didn't fruition the way that you were intending. I think during this Mercury retrograde will be interesting for you, because with that energy of maybe some celebration that was supposed to come to you, there is this sense of like you're holding on to like your resources, your money. That Four of Coins is like sheltered up underneath of this tent in the snow, but you're like really holding on for dear life to it. So I want to think that you just need to maybe not hold on so tightly. If you've been having resource or money or maybe debt issues, this could also come up. Maybe someone was trying to help you out of some debt, because with this Five of Wands in reverse, it's almost like maybe some people or you were having some strife around your finances, or maybe something dealing around debt. You were hoping to maybe have gotten out of this place, but maybe you're having some quarrels with family members, with people. With it in reverse, that's a positive sign, like maybe you're coming out of this. I would say during this Mercury retrograde, focus more on how you can have better relationships with the people around you, around money. With this 5 and 6 of Wands, there is this sense of like people around you maybe we're supposed to be celebratory, but they're actually not, if that makes sense. It's almost like there's some kind of tug of war here in this progression of going backwards. Like maybe you were at this good place and then something happened around your resources and maybe you holding on too tight. And then with this 5 of Wands, it's almost like you've been having quarrels or some type of strife around your resources. So I would say, Leo, during this Mercury retrograde, as we come into the end of October, when we do have that Mars in Aries, no, not Mars in Aries. We actually have the full moon in Aries towards the end of October. This could be very positive for you or not. I would just say, be patient through this Mercury retrograde and see how this pans out for you, but don't make any like harsh moves until you kind of get more clarity after this Mercury retrograde. Okay? All right, thank you, Leo. Make sure you look at your sun, moon, and rising and see if you can get any more information. Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your Mercury in retrograde reading. Mercury retrograde September 27th through October 18th, and will go direct in Libra on October 18th. So if you have any themes, Virgos, around balance, anything dealing with justice or maybe injustices, I want you to think through that. Relationship issues, relationship challenges, think through that as we pull a past, present, and future spread for you all. And I invite you to look at your sun, moon, and rising just to balance out the different readings. Okay, so we do have the Four of Cups in the upright position in the past. We have the Emperor in upright position in the present. It's another 4. And in the future, you have the Six of Wands, so celebratory energy. So this looks really positive for you all, Virgo. I think in the past, it looks like maybe you were presented with some opportunities or some emotional help that maybe you didn't quite take, and maybe you didn't need it. Like maybe you felt like you didn't want to stay in the dark, but you were able to like emotionally come out of something. Maybe the universe was offering you something that you didn't quite take, and it seems like it's okay that you didn't take it, because the Emperor here with the 4, which is a major arcana, is that very strong fiery energy. And this is actually the sign of Aries, which is going to be a full moon in Aries at the end of October. So this is really a positive sign. It looks like you've been able to maybe figure out some things on your own. Maybe as you go through this Mercury retrograde, you're going to get little tidbits of more information on how to keep this positive, almost like you're taking charge energy. And the Six of Wands is like the celebratory energy. Once again, more fire energy. So you have the Emperor, you have the Six of Wands, both fire energy moving into that full moon in Aries. This is a celebratory. People around you are congratulating you. Possibly you took a leap of faith here from that Four of Cups, and you were able to like really make it happen. And this Six of Wands is really showing that you've been able to bring it all together, and people around you are congratulating you. This could be a raise, it could be a recognition. So this looks like a really positive time for you all. I encourage you all throughout Mercury retrograde to still be very vigilant about what it is that maybe there's still some opportunities of things you've ignored in the past, to maybe even up your game even more and make you even a stronger Emperor, and maybe be able to keep getting these accolades that you have here at the Six of Wands. But otherwise, Virgo, you look like you're going to have a pretty positive Mercury in retrograde season. I look forward to seeing what happens, you know, later on in October and into November. Okay, you all, thanks.